Hi, welcome to Making Memories with Melody. I wanted to share with you how the fundamental foundation of this book was created. You watched me describe and embellish the cover and the back, but this actual book is two narrow-spined hardcover books taped together with a very secure bookbinding tape. So it not only has the hardcover here, it has the hardcover here, it has a hardcover here, and it has a hardcover here. I'm really excited about this process, and I'm excited to see what I can come up with to make it unique, right? So that's my goal, is let's make something. It's already heavy. It's going to be an amazing book, but it's mine, and so I don't have to worry about what anyone would think about it. And I invite you to make every journal that you make with that same attitude. I'm creating it. I love it. I'm going to do it. So these are metal earrings that were glued together with E6000 to create a star and then painted white. We have wooden game pieces. I crackled over the apples and I crackled over the USA. I haven't decided if I'm going to distress it or what I'm going to do. But behind here is a pom-pom, cheerleader pom-pom from the Dollar Tree cut up with pinking shears, which I found the best pair over on the Things Gail Likes, and I had to get them because they were a reasonable price and I love them. They cut paper and fabric and everything. I'm not trying to sell them, just saying I do enjoy them, and I use them to cut up the pom-pom and make the little confetti, and then I glued that on with matte collage paste. Okay, I made it deliberately with the black showing through. I wanted the distressed look. I wanted this to look a little bit Americana enamel. The enamel chipped off of something that would, and I think the milk jugs are the ones that did that. Anyways, so this is going to be the very first cover that goes through, and then there will be a signature, and then I'm going to decorate and enhance this cover, and then this one, and then there will be a signature here, and then this will be the back. So that's the plan. So now I have to go through and start finding some papers, right? I have a digital kit on melodymade.com that I'm printing out. My reds are not as vibrant as I would like them to be, but I think that they actually work really well, and I can make it flow in the project. So each one of these will get folded in half to fit in my book. And so what I did have trouble with, and luckily it's my book, but when I put in the page to print the back of it, that meant that one of these is going to have to be upside down. Again, luckily it's my book. If junk journaling was done without mistakes, let me tell you, there wouldn't be a lot of us doing it. There would not be a lot of us doing it. We have to embrace our mistakes. Make it work moments are very imperative. So now this is a jelly print that's in the kit that I had done. Just kind of felt like it had that grungy feel to it. So that's on the back of this page. And it might be on the back of the next one too. It is. So, and then the July 4th is there. This is a blue background that sometimes you don't want every page to be a focal point, right? Because you don't want to cover this up. So you need pages that you can actually cover up and just be a background. And that's what this one is. And then this side has the hearts on it. So, and then this one will go like this. And they have the blue on the back. And this one again, and then red on the back. So those are some of the pages that I've gotten printed out, but I also have some pages that I found in my stash that I wanted to cut certain things out to be embellishments. Because see, this is the July page from Webster's Pages. I used to go to a craft store near us and pick up these individual pages. And so I definitely wanted to add the July calendar that's right here. And this is the thing, you guys are going to go through your stash. And especially if you're cleaning, let's say you're cleaning and organizing, think to yourself, what's my next 5 projects? And if I find something that goes with that project, I'm going to put it aside in a little tote or a bag. and then add it to the project as I go, because that's the hardest thing for me, is always finding the stuff that goes with the stuff, right? The stuff, lots of stuff. So now this blue tag would look nice, but you know what I'm going to do to make this easier myself is I'm going to cut this up the center. And I might not use all of these, but I am going to collect them, and I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to put them in an envelope with the project so that if I want them, I know where they are, and then put the rest back where they belong. So I'm going to get my Tim Holtz little guillotine cutter here. And I think this star journaling card could definitely end up in the journal. In this moment with the gold star, I think that works. And then I cut these apart because one is a tag. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to try. I will end up messing it up if I just do this. It'll be quicker. So here's my tag shape. And because I'm preparing ahead of time, it'll be less work for me to do later when I'm trying to put it all together. So there we go. And this one, again, I round the corners on majority of the things I do, and then I may or may not distress. That is the question. Not all projects, do I think, need to have distress look on them, so it'll just depend. This one, I definitely don't need this. I don't want this. The camper's cool, but we're not going to be camping this summer. At least not until the very end of it, so I know we won't be camping in July. So I'm going to just take this 7 though and see if I can get that into my project. So this guillotine, I have a larger guillotine cutter, and I really like it, but it's nice to have a little one here at the table. And there we go. And again, if you just get in the habit, it just is less work later. You know, just a process. Everything needs to be cut, and then everything needs to have its corners trimmed if that's your style, that particular project. This one is vellum, and I was almost, I don't know. I grabbed it because it was the calendar look. This one again is going to be the calendar look, and I'm going to cut out the July. I don't know why I was going to say November, because I was reading it probably. So I had intended on doing a journal that would have all of the months in it a long time ago, but I never got around to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use these up when I need them, because I don't want to hoard anymore. I don't want to say, oh, I'll get to that. I want to do that. I was going to do that. All those things that we tell ourselves. We really, really, really need to get enjoyment out of what we have and get it soon. Okay, so corners. And I've gotten myself some ephemera just out of my stash. I didn't have to go buy anything new or do much. I just look for it. It's usually the thing. I have this sticker sheet here that has the months on it. It doesn't match my colors, but I think that if I wanted to try, I could maybe get this July to fit in there. So I'm going to cut this out of the big page and save it with my ephemera. I kind of almost like that tab there too, so I'll include that. I can always take it back out. I like that too. Maybe I'll just take this whole little section. See what I can do with it. It's just, I need to start using what I have. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the pile. I'm going to look around. That's kind of cute. I don't know. These just aren't really the colors that I was going for. So, but I might come back and get like two. Let's see. What do we have? 220. I could do 2020, being brown, but I'll see. That might be an option. Okay, so then I have these that I had printed out off of Pixabay. Pixabay.com is a great place to go and look for free images. You do not want to find images necessarily on Pinterest and assume that they're free, because that doesn't necessarily ring true. Okay, so I've got these really fun apples. I wanted to incorporate apples, and I found this virus, and then I cut him out. I don't know if I'm going to put him in there, but I have him. I found this beautiful red tree that I thought would be an awesome tuck spot. And then the butterfly and the eagle. Eagle I need in there because I have my eagle feather on the back. So this will probably become a tuck spot. This one, I'm thinking I'm going to distress around because I don't really like the white around there. This one I truly think, I just don't know, but I think that I don't have an actual X-Acto knife here because I have it in another area. But I'm thinking about cutting this white out. So I'm definitely going to do that. But so these will be tuck spots. And then this one, I didn't even think about how I was going to try to trim around there. Right? But I certainly didn't do a very good job. So I'm going to have to tidy it up a bit. And then I don't know if I'm going to distress it. I mean, if I put it up against my pages, let's look at some of this against the pages that we're going to be working with. And I'm going to go through my stash, and I'm going to find some regular, like maybe some graph paper and some, anyways, I'm going to find more papers. So not all my blues match. So I'm going to have to be very careful about how I blend my blues in my journal, right? So like I wouldn't want these two next to each other, but if there were separate pages, I could make it work because it can be eclectic. That's a good thing. Doesn't have to always be matchy-matchy. In fact, sometimes contrast is the best thing for your project. I'm going to cut this off before I forget. And I'm going to round my edges. I really like this one. This is going to be an awesome tuck spot. And then I think I might try to handwrite the numbers on there myself. I don't know. I'm not very good at writing, so we'll see. So for example, if we were to put these pages in a certain order. So last week we did the cover, and it's not completely done. What it needs is some detail work. What it needs is to have its inside covers put in. There's going to most likely be red in the front. And then I've already started, and I'm putting blue in the back. Then I'm going to figure out a way to make this be something, be a visual, right? But my mind hasn't gone there yet. And the way that I create is that I pretty much start with one thing at a time. I envisioned how I was going to do all of this, and that was a lot of envisioning, right? Creating the book, creating the decorations on the top, and then selecting the papers. That's a lot for your brain to process. And it will get very overwhelming if you try to do it all at once. If you try to make this in your head, this in your head, the ending in your head, the ephemera in your head, the details in your head, all at once, that's just a lot for your brain. And if you can do it, you are awesome, right? I have made some resin stars that I want to drill holes in and then have dangling off my spine. I just put a little bit of white in there just to make it pop. I didn't do the red because the red wouldn't have been opaque, and I didn't want to do that. I'll probably have red yarn and then put these in there. And it won't be the traditional way that it's supposed to be, but I really think that, trying to do everything the way that it's originally, without being disrespectful, I think our artistic creativity is the way to go. So just did it the way that I envisioned it. So some of these pages, when we work in some of our, see, now this looks good together, even though this blue and this blue are not exact. They don't, their tones don't fight with each other. But when I get into this one, this is where I'm going to have a little bit of trouble, and I may not end up being able to use that. I may feel that I can't. And that would be okay. I grabbed it. It might be able to be used. It might not. Now, it actually could work in there. There's a lot of a tealy blue there. So see, everything will have a place. You just got to find the page that will work with the color tone of it. Alrighty, so I am going to stop this video, and when we come back, we will have the signatures together, sew them in, and start working on some ephemera. Tuck spots, tags, tip outs, fold outs, all of it. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.